Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for then we should be colliers.
I mean, and will be in collar, will draw.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out of collar.
I strike quickly, being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the Montagues moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runst away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montagues.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
'Tis true, and therefore women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore, I will push Montague's men from the wall, and thrust his maids to the wall.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men.
'Tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be civil with the maids. I will cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids?
I, the heads of the maids, or their maiden heads, take it in what sense thou wilt.
They must take it in sense that feel it.
Me they shall feel while I am able to stand, and 'tis known I am a pretty piece of flesh.
'Tis well thou art not fish. If thou hadst been poor John. Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
What? I will frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say A?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
But if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie.
Draw if you be men, Gregory. Remember thy swashing blow.
Part, you fools, put up your swords. You know not what you do. What starts out thrown among these heartless minds?
Love, skills, partisan strength, beat down. Down with the Montagues, down with the Capulets.
What noise is this? Give me my weapon. Ho! Old Montague flourishes his weapon at me.
Thou villain Capulet, hold me not, let me go. Thou shalt not stir 1 foot to seek a foe.
pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentences of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls bred on an airy word by thee, old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed in the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments to wield your partisans in hands as old. If you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay for the forfeit of the peace. For this time and the rest of depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain and death, all men depart.
Who said this ancient quarrel knew a broach? Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting ere did I approach. I drew to the part with him, and in the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his gun prepared, which as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds, who nothing hurt withal hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more and more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part.
Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am that he was not part of this fray.
Sir, an hour before the war-shipped sun peered forth the golden wind of the east, I troubled the mind brave to me to walk abroad, where underneath the grove of the sycamore the westward route from the city aside. So early walking did I see your son, towards him I made, but he was aware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I, measuring his affection by my own, found that most sought where most might not be found, being one too many by the weary self, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding to clouds and more clouds with his deep sighs. But all so soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed. Away from the light steals home my heavy son, in private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and pretentious must this humor prove, unless good counsel may cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it, nor can I learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he his own affections, counselor, is to himself. I will not say how true, but to himself so secret, and so close, so far from sounding and discovery, as is the bud bit with an envious worm, ere he can spread his sweet leaves to the air, or dedicate his beauty to the sun. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
Or he comes so pleased to step aside, I'll know his grievance or be much denied. Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
I may see hours seem long. Why was my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Out of love?
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first created, O heavy lightness, serious vanity, mishap and chaos of well-seeming forms, further of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep. That is not what it is, the love I feel, that feel no love in this. Do thou not laugh?
No, cause I rather weep.
Good heart, at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why such is love transgression? Griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate, to have it pressed with more of thine. This love that thou hast doth add more grief to too much of my own. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sights, being purged, a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed, a seed nourished with loving tears. What is it else? a madness most discreet, a choking gal, and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my coz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut! I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He is some otherwhere.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
What? Shall I groan and tell thee?
Grown, why no, but sadly tell me who.
Bid a sick man in sadness make his will. Ah, word ill urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.
A right good markman. And she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair coz as soonest hit.
Well, in that hit you miss, she'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit, and in strong proof of chastity well armed. From love's weak childish bow she lives uncharmed. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor bride the encounter of assailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saint seducing gold. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies with beauty dies her store.
Then she hath sworn that she will still live chaste.
She hath, and in that sparing make huge waste, for beauty starved with her severity, cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair, to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, in that vow do I live dead and live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I shouldn't forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite and question more. These happy masks that kiss fair ladies' brows, being black possess in mind, they hide the fair. He that is strucken blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note? Where may I read who passed that passing fair? Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctor or else die in debt.
Do you have a question?
But Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike, and so it is not hard, I think, for people as old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, what say you to my suit?
By saying o'er what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger to the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let there be more summers wither in their pride, if she may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she are half the mother's maid.
And too early married are those already mothers. Paris, make her fall in love with you. Win her heart. Through fair Verona, find these persons out whose names are written here.
Find them out whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with the yard, and the tailor with his lass, and the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ. I can never find those names of the person here writ. I must go to the learned in good time.
Taught man, one fire burns out another's burning, one pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy and behold by backward turning, one desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your platinum leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, keep without my food. Whipped and trumpeted with golden good fellow. I, my own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without the book. I pray, can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters and the language.
Ye say honestly, rest you merry.
Say, fellow, I can read. Signor Marino and his wife and daughters. Country, Anselm, and his piteous sisters, the lady widow of Vertruvo, Signor Placento, and his lovely nieces, Mercio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, Berenice Rosalind and Livia. Signor Valisto is his cousin Tybalt. Lucio is the lively Helena. A fairly assembly, whether should they come?
Up
Whipper, to supper?
to our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked for thee that before.
No, I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you are not of the house of Montague, I pray thee come crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulets, suppes the fair Rosalind, whom thou so lovest. With all the admired beauties of Verona, go thither with an untainted eye, compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turn years to fires, and these who often drowned could have never died. Transparent heretics, be burnt for liars, one fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun, ne'er saw her match since the first world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, no one else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scale let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid, that I will show you shining in the cease, and she shall scant show well what now seems best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but rejoice.
Where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now by maidenhead a 12-year-old, I bade her to come. What lamb, what ladybird, God forbid, where is this girl? What Juliet?
I'm coming. How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I'm here. What's your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. But nurse, come back again. I have remembered thou hearest our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter is of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 on my teeth, and yet to be teen to be spoken, I have but 4. She's not 14. How long is it now to Lammas tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd of all days in the year, come Lammas Eve at night, she shall be 14. Susan and she, God rest all the Christian souls, I swear to God, she is 14 years old.
Enough of this. I pray thee hold thy peace.
Yes, madam, yet I cannot choose but laugh to think it should leave crying and say A, and yet I warrant it had upon to brow a bump as big as a young cockerel's stone, a perilous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yet quoth my husband, fallest upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward, then thou comest of age. Wilt thou not, Jewel instanted and said A.
And stint thou too. I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace I have done. God mark thee to disgrace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I must live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme. I came to talk of thee. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor? Were not I fine only nurse, I would say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are already made mothers. By my count, I was your mother upon these years, that you are now a maid. Thus, then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady, lady such a man, as all the world, why he's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight there writ with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one lends content. Find written in the margin of his eyes, the precious book of love, this unbound love, to beauty lacks only a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride, for fair without, the fair within the hide. The book in many's eyes doth share no glory, that in gold clasped walks in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having in him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move. but no more deep I will endart mine eye. Then your consent gives strength, it will fly.
We follow thee, Juliet. Thy county stays.
Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.
Spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such perplexity. We have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, beating a Tartarus painted bow of lead, scaring the ladies like a crow keeper, nor no without book prologue faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. Believe me, you have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have the soul of lead, so it takes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover, borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft. I cannot bound a pitch above dull wound. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love, to great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? Is it too rough, too rude, too boisterous? And it pricks like a thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor, what care I? What curious eye doth coat deformities? Here the beetle's brow shall blush for me.
Come knock and enter, and no sooner is but every man be taken to his legs.
A torch for me. Let Raton's light of heart tickle senseless brushes with their heels, for I am too burned with a grandsire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. He was near so fair, I am done.
Tut, done's the mouse, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire. Or save your reverence, love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight ho.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay, we waste our lights in vain. Like lights by day, take our good meaning for our judgment sits 5 times in that ear, once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis no way to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt it in a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed sleep? While they do dream things true?
True, I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is a thin of substance as the air, and more inconsistent than the wind, who woos even now the frozen blossom of the north, and being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his side to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early for my mind misgives, for some consequence yet hanging in the stars, shall bitterly begin his fearful day with his night reveals, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast, by some vile forfeit of untimely death, but he that hath the steerage of my course. Direct my sail on lust, gentlemen.
Where's Potman that he helps not to take away? He shift a trencher, he scrape a trencher.
When good manners shall lie in 1 or 2 men's hands, and they unwashed too, 'tis a foul thing.
Away with the joint stools, remove the court cupboard, look at the plate. God, thou save me a piece of marchpane, and though loves me, let the porter look. Suzanne Grindstone, Nell, Anthony, and Potman.
Aye, boy, ready.
Are you looking for and called for, asked for and sought for in a great chamber?
We cannot be here and there too. Cheerly, boys, be brisk a while, and long liver take all.
Welcome, gentlemen, ladies that have their toes. Unplagued with corns will walk about with you. All my mistresses, which all of you will now deny to dance. She that makes dainty, she I swear hath corns. Am I come near ye now? Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that have worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. A hall, give room, and foot it, girls. More light, you know, and turn the tables up and quench the fire. The room is grown too hot. Ah, Sarah, this unlooked for sport comes well. Nay, sit, good cousin Capulet, for now you and I are past our dancing days. How long is since last you and I were in mask?
By Our Lady, 30 years.
What, man? 'Tis not so much. 'Tis since the nuptial of Lucentio. Come Pentecost, and quickly as it will. Some 25 years, and then we mask.
'Tis more. His son is elder. Sir, his son is 30.
Will you tell me that? His son was but a ward 2 years ago.
What lady is that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear, beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows the snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady aware her fellow shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place if of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Forswore, forwear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This by his voice should be a Montague. Fetch me my weapon, boy. What? Dares the slave come hither covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
This is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo.
'Tis he that villain, Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. A bears like him, portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of him. I would not know for the wealth of all this town, here in my house, do harm him in disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no notice. It is with my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns, an ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
Fits when such a villain is a guest, I'll endure him not.
He shall be endured. What, the good man, boy? I say he shall go too. Am I the master here, or you? Go too. You'll not endure him. God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You'll set a cock a hoop. You'll be the man.
Why, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a saucy boy. It's so indeed. This trick may chance to scathe you. I know what. You must contrary me. Marry, 'tis time. Well said, my hearts. You are a prince cox. Go. Be quiet, or more light. For shame, I'll make you quiet. What? Cheerly, my friend.
Patience, perforce, with willful choler meeting, makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall now, seeming sweet, covert to bitterest gal.
I profane with my unworthiness hand this holy shrine, this gentle sin is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth rough touch with tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong by your hand too, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do with what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not while my prayer effect I take. Thus from my lips by thine.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, O trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you that she can lay the hold of her. She'll have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh dear Count, my life is my father's death.
Away be gone, the sport is at the
Come
best.
hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
The son and heir of old Tiberia.
What he that now is going out the door?
Marry that I think he be young Petruchio.
What's he follows here that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he is married, my grave is like to be his wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me, that I must love and loathe the enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhythm I learnt even now, of one I danced withal, one calls within Juliet.
Juliet! Thou gottest a bay or not? Thou triest to date or not?